You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Let's talk about the Joshua Brown case. The family of Joshua Brown, a witness in the murder trial, Dallas police officer Amber Guyger. The family was asking for an independent investigation into his murder. Now, Brown was found shot to death 2 days after Guyger was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Dallas Deputy Police Chief Avery said that he was killed in a drug deal gone bad. Authorities confiscated 12 pounds of marijuana, other drugs, and $4,000 in cash from Brown's apartment. A lot of people are questioning this entire case. Folks on social media are not buying it. Joining us right now is the family attorney for, in a minute, it's going to be Lee Merritt in a second. He's the family attorney for both of them. John, I want to go to our panel here. Scott, what would make of this? Again, a lot of people, I mean, trust me, all over social media, folks are saying, wait a minute. All of a sudden, this guy's a drug dealer, and it never came up during the case. It never came up during cross-examination.
Black people love a conspiracy theory. They love it. They got conspiracies about everything and everybody. I swear to God. Give me one piece of evidence, empirical data, something that links him to him being shot by the undercover police or the undergirding police or some conspiracy other than the fact that he dealt drugs and marijuana.
First of all, the conspiracy,
show me where it was
conspiracy folks will tell you you're not going to see that if there's a conspiracy.
If you investigate it, show me where the two killers that they arrested for killing this boy, that they aren't drug dealers, that somehow there was some conspiracy to hire them to make it look like a drug deal gone bad. They planted the $4,000 and they planted the drugs in his apartment, and he was just such a good boy.
Lauren,
he was such a good boy.
He was a drug dealer. What do you make of so many people saying, I'm not buying this story from Dallas Police Department?
I'm not a big believer in coincidence. I mean, the woman, just let's lay out the facts. The facts are, she was sentenced on a Wednesday and he was dead on Friday.
So,
I mean, the guy is such a big drug dealer and he just happens to get killed on Friday. Just happens to get killed on that Friday? If he's such a big, notorious drug dealer, why was he dead 2 years ago?
Nobody said he was big.
Okay,
he just went to buy drugs.
The other thing about this idea of Joshua Brown that's coming out in court, well, why would it come out in court? It's not part of the case. It has nothing to do with the case.
What do you mean coming out in court?
Well, I mean,
why
would it be relevant in the case?
Folks are saying,
conspiracy folks.
The conspiracy people are saying, wait a minute, this guy was selling drugs. There's no way in the world it would not have come out during the trial under cross-examination. Lauren, then Monique.
My thing is, it should just be checked. That's all. Investigate. Look into it. Check
Hold on, Monique.
Check into who killed him and what.
Come on, Monique.
It can't be that difficult.
All right, actually, Monique, hold on. First of all, I want to go to Lee Merritt, who's the family attorney for both of us, John. Lee, you say because people don't trust the Dallas Police Department, you believe there should be an external or independent investigation into the death of Joshua Brown. Yes or no?
Yes, that's exactly it. What we have to remember, this is not people with tinfoil hats who are making these accusations. These are serious, fairly uninvested people who are saying something doesn't add up here. And they're not pulling it out of thin air. There's a common theme. There's a large contingency of people who says, well, why was this person, why would anyone target Joshua Brown 3 days after he testified in one of the biggest cases in the country? And those people are not, I get that they are promoting a conspiracy, but these aren't the usual suspects for conspiracy theorists. These are serious people, and their concerns are legitimate. There is some nexus between how quickly he was killed as it relates to this trial. And this is a corrupt police department, one that was exposed as corrupt. You got one cop convicted of murder. You got a partner who's destroying evidence. You got the president of the Police Officers Association who is actively covering up her crime. So it's natural for people to distrust her. The system needs to take steps to ensure that the community can rely on the investigation. I think the best way to do that is to bring in an outside investigative agency.
Monique?
Hi, Lee.
Hey.
Was he a drug dealer?
I can't confirm that. I don't know that.
Okay. What did it mean when you said he was an entrepreneur?
That he was buying property and using them as Airbnbs.
Okay. Did the prosecutors have information about his prior record at the time of the trial of his instances of contacts with the law?
No, they would have had to turn that information over under Brady if they had evidence that he was somehow not credible because of his criminal background. The only thing that they knew was he was shot last year.
Did the defense, outside of the hearing of the jury, try to bring in evidence that would discredit him and get overruled?
Not at all. None.
Okay.
So who made you?
Wait.
So, no, but I mean, Lee, obviously, I mean, you know the ropes, so do I. I know what you're answering. I know what you're not answering. I don't blame you. My problem is that everyone is hinging now this young man's, to me, heroic act of testifying, and rightly so, based on whether he was or was not selling drugs on that night or prior. And it seems to me like you're saying the police department is suspect, and you're saying that the people who are accusing the police department and calling for investigation are not ones with tinfoil hats. But what about you? Because I know you know what needs to be known. Are you saying that this is something of merit that taxpayer money should go towards, and that people like us of goodwill who want to see justice for Joshua Brown and his family, should we be fighting for this, or is this one where we need to accept what the facts are and watch as this investigation unfolds?
I was having a conversation with Roland about this earlier, and I said I have a vested interest in the community accepting that they can testify in court against a police officer and not be murdered for it. So I'm not part of the group of people who are anxious to pin this to law enforcement, because it would have a chilling effect on future cases where I call people to testify against cops. I want this investigation to reveal the truth, and I want that truth for people to find this truth reliable. And people are never going to believe the department that's implicated in the case. They're not going to rely on their conclusions. And
right, so but the person who they're saying got shot before Joshua Brown died, that person really did get shot, didn't he?
I mean, I haven't seen him. There was
the one who landed in the hospital, Lee. I mean, the police are not making up these facts, are they?
There is somebody in the hospital who gave the law enforcement this narrative.
And he got shot.
Yeah, he's in the hospital because he was shot.
In his abdomen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Chest.
Okay, and the information that they uncovered, the drugs, the gun, the money, all of those things are things that we can test, right? I mean, these aren't things that come poof out of the air. These are traceable documents,
so
right?
If you have an independent investigation, that'll come out.
No. But you don't need an independent investigation. You just need an investigation.
If Dallas is so pure, that will come out in an independent investigation.
Dallas doesn't have to be pure. Hold on, Laura.
Well, one second. Hold on, one second. Monique finished, then Lee, then Scott.
Lee, my final question isn't really a question. It's more a plea, Lee. If you don't have any reason at this point to doubt the way the investigation is unfolding, please say so, because then that will help people of goodwill to settle this in their minds. I mean, you've done this for a long time, so has Scott. God knows I have, and the way this unfolded, I was quiet when he died for a reason, because to me, it's not preposterous that somebody would drive from Alexandria, Louisiana to Texas in order to buy that amount of drugs. You know, I got former clients who are sitting in jail for going East Coast to West Coast right now. So these are things that people who aren't involved in this part of the underbelly of the world don't know. I just wish that somebody would be very candid and say, hold on, y'all, let's see all the facts. There's no reason to jump to conclusions that this was all a fraud.
Lee?
So all the facts that people will rely on, the real evidence that people should be considering, when they make up their mind as to whether or not this story is believable or not, all those facts are going to have to be provided for and presented by the Dallas Police Department, who have already lost credibility. So I'm saying, yes, let's get to the evidence. Yep. And why not bring in a neutral party that says, we will now present the evidence?
Well, because
we don't have a dog in the fight.
Because, Lee, the police department needs more than just, and I'm preaching to the saved here. The police department needs more than just a suspicion from the community. Because think about it. If there was something to this, not you, but the community would have me and others believe that as a result of his testimony and the police officer getting 10 years, that the police or the community or some nefarious figures hired these two drug dealers to sell drugs to this witness. There was a dispute. He met them. He was killed. One of the bad actors was shot. And then they went to his apartment, or someone went to his apartment, planted money, planted drugs, and then came up with this narrative that basically made sense and made him a criminal. I agree conceptually that's possible, but I don't think it's probable.
Lee, go ahead.
You can tell me something else which would trigger the police doing a further investigation.
Lee, go ahead.
I can tell you that I had a conversation with the Dallas Police Chief, Chief Hall, asking her, begging her really to bring in another agency to do this. And she says, Lee, the facts are the facts. We can't go off the suspicions of the community and stop doing our job. And what I said to her was the facts were the facts in the case of Amber Guyger, but you called in the Texas Rangers anyway because you were concerned about public opinion and you wanted this investigation to be credible when it went to trial. It's something that's commonly done. Why are you so resistant? Your resistance here makes it even more suspicious.
Okay, but Lee, my factual scenario is very practical, and I understand what you're saying, and she could easily do that if only to comfort the community and give some level of perceived credibility or additional credibility, but the facts remain the same, and what's practical about all of this is that it's a drug deal gone bad. There's empirical data and evidence to support that.
Okay.
And so the community needs something else to put before the police to say, okay, something here doesn't make sense. Other than a time frame that says he testified, the white woman got convicted, and now he's shot and killed 3 days later. I just think you need more. Not you, but the community or those who are looking at this need more to do more.
But the facts would not change if another investigative agency entered the scene. And two names, Ramsey Order, right? So Ramsey Order takes the video of Eric Garner, and then all of a sudden, he gets arrested. He's involved with the police.
That's very
He's in a correctional facility right now, gets out in December, right? And it's all a big coincidence that Ramsey Order is suddenly a criminal now because he got on the wrong side of one of the most powerful entities in the United States, which is the police department.
Lee, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Do you know if at any point Joshua Brown asked for protection before, during, or after the trial? Do you know?
Joshua Brown and his mother apparently directly told the state that he didn't feel safe testifying in this case. And it wasn't because he was concerned about police retaliation. It was because he was concerned that people were after him.
People were after him because of this case or other stuff?
No, because he was shot less than a year ago in a club. So
he was shot, right, because that was a shooting in November where he was shot outside of a strip club. And so his fear was not, I'm going to be targeted by Dallas police. His fear was that by me going public, because of that shooting that took place, the altercation, that's what he was fearing.
That's what his concern was.
Okay. All right. Well, Lee Merritt, we'll certainly see what happens next. First of all, have they apprehended the two guys they announced yesterday?
They've apprehended 2 of the 3 suspects.
Well, first of all, one guy was in the hospital.
So that's one. He's apprehended.
Right. And so there were 2 they announced, and so of the 2 they announced yesterday, one of them has been apprehended.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Well, we certainly will keep following this case. Lee Merritt, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, folks. Back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, that's my frat, Gerald Albright there. We're going to be in Cabo November 7th through the 11th for the 2nd annual Life Luxe Jazz Experience. It's an unbelievable lineup of folks there, 14 different acts, including Gerald Albright, Alex Bunyan, Raul Madan, Shalea, Roy Ayers, Ernest Quarles, Johnny McClurkin. It's going to be an unbelievable gathering there. Of course, if you want to be able to go to lifeluxejazz.com, LIFELUXEJAZZ.com. But if you can't make it there, you can still get your live stream pass, courtesy of GFNTV.com. That's GFNTV.com. GFNTV.com. Live stream pass, $10.99. You'll get access to all 3 days, 14 different acts performing at the Luxe Jazz Festival. And again, the website you want to go to is GFNTV.com. Would love for you to check it out. I'll be broadcasting Roland Martin Unfiltered from there on Thursday and Friday. And again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you can check out all of the fantastic concerts there at the second annual Luxe Jazz Experience, LIFELUXEJAZZ.com. And of course, to get the live stream pass, GFNTV.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.